Let's meet the man in charge here at Southampton.
Russell Martin is a Premier League manager. He's been working towards and waiting for this moment, but a sizable task ahead for Southampton.
So you did get promoted and you're now in the Premier League. Obviously that's very different to the Championship. Have you had to make a lot of adjustments?
It is different, like this is different. So the media scrutiny, the level of interest, but when I stand on the sideline, I feel the same way I did at MK Dons 5 years ago in League One. So it doesn't feel that different. But of course, the level of player, the intensity of the game, the size of it all is huge. So we are adjusting and adapting and learning all the time, but without trying to lose who we are and who I am, if that makes sense. So it's been enjoyable so far. Despite not winning a game, it's been enjoyable.
So Pep Guardiola, you've said that he's influenced your style of play. And obviously, tactically, he's unbelievable, but he's got some of the best players in the world at his disposal. So what do you think is the success? Is it due to the tactics? Is it the players?
Well, I think no matter how good a player is, you have to convince them to do something and to believe in something and to convince them to run really hard for you. So I think, like, despite all the tactics, like him and Jurgen Klopp and what the guys have brought to the Premier League, like that is a level of authenticity that they are so clear on who they are, what they want from their team. And I think it then just floods through the whole club where they've been and everywhere they've been. So I find that fascinating. Their level of personality and intensity just transmits throughout the whole place. And speaking of people that have worked at the clubs that they've been at, so yeah, despite the football, which I love, it is that level of comfort in who they are and what they do. And then of course it helps that you have the best players, but to work with the best players you have to have something that people see, so it's never a given. And then you have to convince them as well. So yeah, I think it's one of the best ever, and I look forward to playing against them at some point.
So you are very committed to a style of play. That happened also with Burnley last season, but obviously they were relegated. Is there anything you've learnt from their experience?
Well, I wasn't in it. I'm watching a documentary like everyone else is at the moment, but having spoken to some people that were in it and been through it, and I've been through it as well in the Premier League as a player, I think like you have to try and learn a bit, but when you're not in it, it's really difficult. So I think we are going to learn as we go on, and I feel like we need to be more us than ever now at this minute in time, and not sort of shrink a little bit and reduce what we're doing, which means I'll be called stubborn or it'll be great and it'll work out. So it's been 5 years on one path. I'll continue going on that path of doing something I believe in. And of course we'll adapt and flex like we did last season, like we did in League One, like we did in the Championship at Swansea, and then without losing who we are, and have to trust that it will be enough. And either way, we will learn loads and we'll grow from it, I'm sure.
So before you made the comment about describing yourself within the football world as a bit of a weirdo, would you still class yourself as that now,
yeah, not
or
just
how
in
would
the
you describe
world.
yourself?
Yeah, not just in the footballing world. No, I think how I would just describe, I'm just myself. So I'm at a place in life where when you play football and you go through your career, it's really difficult to have the level of self-awareness of understanding who you are, because you're asked to do a job in front of so many people, get judged by so many people, with big external pressure from people you love, from supporters, the people you work with, the responsibility. And it's I became a bit robotic, really. It was like, I'm just going to train as hard as I can. Everything was about performing on a Saturday, so it affects your whole life. And then I'd speak about other stuff like politics, and I went vegan for a long time. So the lads always looked at me a little bit differently. I didn't drink on night, and I didn't go out very much on nights out. So yeah, I think, well, I got called a weirdo by loads of my teammates, which I was fine with. And now I'm working as a manager of the players. He would probably call me a bit of a weirdo because I walk around barefoot sometimes, or yeah, I am who I am, and we do it in a certain way, and I'm quite comfortable with that. and I can be called whatever now, and I'm really comfortable with it. But I have interests outside of football and in general life that I will talk about, and I think I've got a lot better balance in my life now, because I'm all in my job, but I have other things that I like to do and I'm interested in, which I think is healthy, or I hope is.
Are you still keen on being involved in politics? I know it was much to do with the environment. Southampton as a club, are they heavily involved in the environment?
Yeah, so there's a lot of sustainability stuff going on here, and the guys, we've had quite a few chats about it really. They do as much as they can as a club and always trying to grow that. But yeah, I'm interested in politics. It affects all of us, it affects our lives. I don't open, like, you know, I don't want to keep talking about it. I'm not interested in ever going into politics, ever.
Never say never.
But yeah, no, I have an interest because it affects all of us, doesn't it? And I'm interested in leadership and culture and how it affects people. So and I think we have some interesting discussions in the office for sure.
Do you talk to your players about that?
Oh yeah, as much. When I remember being in the dressing room as a player and talking about it a lot, and a lot of the guys not voting at that point because they just didn't know enough, or some guys voting for the best tax rate, and it was like, no, we have to. So try and have a chat about that a lot of the time in the shower, actually post training, chatting about politics and getting angry with lads a lot. But now less angry, just try and offer an opinion when I'm asked to. That's it.
Yeah, we've definitely learned a lot from you today, so thank you so much for your time today, and I really appreciate you coming. We've really enjoyed meeting you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.